What if I told you that one of the most common, yet undiscussed or less discussed type of child abuse is the one that happens right in our homes, among siblings? What if I told you that statistics suggest that half of sexual abuses that occur happens between siblings and is being caused by older siblings? This is a painful and deeply uncomfortable topic, but we just have to have these conversations as parents and caregivers. Silence allows abuse to thrive, and today we must break the silence. This is on Knowledge Up, and this show is to discuss real life issues in a realistic manner. And in this episode, on this series, we will be focusing more on our children and how we can raise a better generation. I am OABC, your queen of realities. And today we'll be discussing sibling sexual abuse, why it happens, how do we identify it, most importantly, how do we prevent it. This episode is not just for awareness, but it's for us to act, so stay with me. Now, quickly, the first segment we'll be talking about is how do we even understand sibling sexual abuse? What is sibling sexual abuse? As we all know, is that sexual abuse that happens between siblings. Siblings, children of same mother and same father. And it's oftentimes not consensual. It's an abuse, like we know, and it involves manipulation. Now, how common is this? A study shows that it suggests that 40 to 50% of child sexual abuse is a case that involves their older siblings as their perpetrator. And it also shows that 5 times than every other abuse, it is common between children of same parents. Yet, this is something that is less reported. Keep it under the carpet. When did this start? Let's even talk about when this started. Sibling sexual abuse is not a new problem. It has been even right from the days of the Bible. Okay, but it's a topic that has been eating under the weight of family secrecy, and not until the 28th century people started reporting it. And it became something we are now discussing. Now, why does sibling sexual abuse occur? 1, priority victimization. So, it happens that those that have been sexually abused by an outsider, and probably the outsider is no longer there, comes home to continue the sexual immorality with their siblings. So, that's one of the reasons or why it happens. And another one is exposure to pornography. When children have access to adult content and they experiment it in an appropriate way amongst themselves. The lack of boundaries, when children don't understand personal space, they don't understand the private part of the other sex, they don't understand that when they touch the boobs, a boy does not know that when he touches the boobs of a girl, it's a sexual point. Just like what we discussed last week, when a boy sees nothing wrong in eating an adult sport and the mom is not even correcting, such child can go to his or her sibling and start to act the same way. And before you know it, they grow up to do that with each other and they start crossing dangerous lines. So that's another reason why it happens. Another one can be dysfunctional family dynamics. Maybe a family where there's neglect, there's excessive secrecy, unnecessary secrecy. You're hiding what is not. So everybody do not talk to each other. There's no openness. There's no vulnerability amongst each other. This can occur. Then power imbalance in a case where the older siblings have more authority when you don't encourage balance. Especially in the olden days, it happens a lot where the younger sibling cannot even talk about the older sibling in a certain way. The parents will shut her down or shut him down. A case where a younger sibling wants to report an older sibling, and before he or she lands, the mom is already saying, "Shut up! Are you talking to your brother like that? Are you talking about your sister like that?" You don't even want to hear. There's an assumption that an older sibling knows better. So in such homes, sibling sexual abuse can occur. Now, how do we contribute to it as parents? Many parents, unknowing to them, creates the environment. So you, mommy, dad, unknown to you, you are the cause. You enable it. Some of us will say, how do we enable it? What's my own cause? Am I the one that said they should be doing it? Okay. So number one is that you are ignoring early warning signs. There's some early warning signs that you're ignoring. Like that boy that we said in the last video. These are signs. When parents dismiss inappropriate behaviors, you say, it's just normal now. They are just siblings now. You see your boy child and your girl child kissing themselves mouth to mouth. They say it's love now. No. Tell them it is wrong. It is not right. They are hugging each other longer than expected. It is not right. They are playing with each other's butt and say, see your bum bum, see the other person bum bum. No. Immediately they start it. Some of us that are even Christians or spiritual or so religious, you start to say, oh, that's a bad thought. You don't think about that. No. There's a place of spirituality. There's a place of us being human. Don't forget that as they grow, their sexual parts, their puberty, they start to grow. They start to become sensitive to some of these touches. So please, let's not ignore early signs. So ignoring early signs is one of your contributions in experience. So if you are already doing it, see a way to stop it. Leaving children unsupervised for a long period, especially when they are still growing, say from age 1 to like 10, 11. Leaving them unsupervised for a long period can cause all of this. When they are alone time, you don't have to invade their privacy. But unexpected, check on them, see what they are doing, correct them, put them right. Some of them don't even know what they are doing is wrong. It is your duty as parents to create time, monitor them. And when you say you are monitoring, observe, be sensitive. So now, lack of education on consents of the body. Now we have to teach them. I've mentioned that sometimes we don't know to teach them. They as children, they don't know their private parts. To say, oh no, this is my private part. This is where I should draw boundaries. And then favorism and unequal treatment. A child is being put on top of each other, like I said, can also be your contribution as parents. So this is the point where I will round off this week. Let's do well to digest all what we have discussed. Like I said to you earlier, this topic is going to be a very long one. Now, what is your input to this discussion? Do you agree with what is said? What other ways do you think we parents contribute to sibling sexual abuse? Thanks for your time. Do well to comment, like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate your time out here, and I do hope to see you next week. Till I come your way. I'm still the queen of reality, and this is still the Knowledge Up series. Bye, Mama.